what's difficult for me to understand or to explain to someone who's curious about it. I just don't feel like you should expect great things the first year. I think it takes 2 to 3 years to really get your soil, your biology and your soil really ramped up for the high yields. In continued use, it's just going to get better and better and better. And now we're 12 to 14, 15 years into this. You know, I'm still putting out a half gallon of a humic product on every acre every year. And I know as we brought in new acres over the years, sometimes we'd go up as, you know, a gallon and a half, kind of help jumpstart it. You know, I'm pretty much settled in with a half gallon of earthquake a year. Yeah, I mean, you got to stay with it, because if you just go out there and put it out one time and expect, I think you'll get an ROI, but I don't know if you're going to get a huge ROI like you will after your several years in a humic program. So once you get a program started like this, once it really gets kicked off, you know, you'll see significant yield bumps, but it will level off. So it may start out slow, then it's going to maybe not plateau, but it will jump up after 2 to 3 years, and then you'll get a slow increase and it's going to plateau again. So that's when you got to start looking at other products that are maybe limiting your yield. Wow. You know, just say in soybeans you went from 50 to 75 bushels or 80 bushels, and then you just kept on doing the same thing, and with the help of the humics you got to say 90 bushels on some fields. But what's it going to take to really get another big bump to throw you over 100? It's going to take a lot. That's not an easy step. We've used bagged sugar like you get at Sam's or Walmart by the pallet. We've done that. We've used refined granulated sugar especially for ag. What I've settled on now is more of a molasses. It helps the biology in the soil. It's carbohydrates, so it's energy for the plant. Can't digest pure forms of sugar. So they have to take it in the form of plant tissue or something and digest it and extract the carbohydrates or the sugar or the energy. That's what they're going after. Sugar's energy. And that's what it does to the microbes, and then it's just the food chain. The microbes in the soil, whether it's through the sugar or the humics, microbes love zinc. So get those microbes working for you, breaking down either the plant food that's in the soil or the applied plant food. Plant takes it up and turns it into yield. Many still refer to these type products as snake oils. Historically, that's what it was. I mean, I've got a lot of stories about stuff that probably was snake oils. Everyone agrees on which products probably giving us some benefit. The humics being one of them, mixed with correct balances of NPK, plus maybe even some hormones. And the microbes, you know, it hadn't been that long ago. Plant physiologists, they didn't even understand the role of microbes in plants and tissue. I mean, it took some pretty serious studies to figure that out. I think you'll have a lot of different opinions on what microbe does what. So that's why you see a lot of kind of catch-all, like a multivitamin. Right. Just give it a little bit of everything. So now what do I use? I use boron in addition to a 888 early in the season, because that's got a full micro package. And then like right now we're putting out our fungicide on our soybeans, so we're using drop kick. So the drop kick is a 4021 plus boron, plus fulvic acid, plus seaweed or kelp. So that's what we're mixing with our fungicide right now as we speak. And we'll put that on at least once. Some of these fields that have a lot of yield potential, and we have several this year, we'll probably put a second shot on 2 to 3 weeks later. So right now at R3, early R3 stages, we're going with the drop kick 4021 plus boron plus the fulvic plus the kelp, and then plan on coming back in a few weeks with a little more. I was pricing fungicides this morning when I was trying to figure out what I was going to put with this drop kick. The new fungicides, they have the 3 modes of action, you know, can cost $20 an acre. And then if you're spending another $10 on a foliar product, you know, you can top a lot of money pretty quick. What I feel like we've done is where we put out 2 applications, go ahead and put out your first application. Even in absence of disease, you're going to get some plant health benefit. And that's, say, early R3. Then at R5 stage, put your second shot out. You don't have to use the $20 an acre stuff. You can go to a strobitriazole, another foliar product in there, heavier on the potassium, and take it to harvest. I kind of stumbled into it, but I proved a 6 bushel yield with the 2-shot fungicide program. The second one's an additional 6 bushels. The first one, and it's all relative to disease pressure and moisture and the plant health benefits, I guess, but you're probably got 10 to 12 bushels. And then if everything's going right, you know, get another 6. So that's 16, 18 bushels off fungicide. So this day and time, $192. So at the most with the application, I'm saying you may be $40 into it. So that's almost a 5-to-1 ROI. I went to the NanoCon in Utah last November, I guess, before Thanksgiving. Spent a few days out there listening to the nanotechnology, and I was familiar with the term nano, and I was also somewhat familiar with the technology. So I thought right now will be a great time to use the Nano Pro at 4 ounces an acre, mixed with the fungicide and the foliar feed to help drive or size those particles to help drive it into the plant to get maximum benefit from not only the fungicide but the fertility. So I'm looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I don't do real good in side by sides. I do the whole fields or whole farm or whatever. So if I believe in you, I'm gonna give it a try. So if someone was considered looking at some of this, you have a whole line of products. We've only talked about 4 of them: the Earthquake, the 888, the 4021 plus the boron plus the fulvic plus the seaweed kelp, better known as drop kick, and we've touched on the nanotechnology. If you want to take a conservative approach, you could probably do that for $20 an acre or so, I think, and really getting your foot in the door and see some results. I know everybody wants to see results the next day, but start the program, stay with the program, and you'll see your results at harvest.